We're moving on to we got OpiWrites, one of the normal Saturday casters, and Lazybear, one of the two really top players. Lazybear kind of ran over a lot of the Winter Cup, I believe.
Yeah, had a very good run and had a good run in Challenger last season and is now fighting for gold. And the implications here are huge. It's who's going to meet Yeesh potentially in the finals. If OpiWrites scores a win here, he will be in a dominating position for that.
And this is gold, correct?
This is gold, yes. They're kind of playing for the silver and gold right now, though,
Yeah.
with the way Yeesh is playing.
Ooh. All right. Anyway, let's check out these picks and bans right now.
All right.
Where are you? There you are. All right. The first ban. Not a huge fan, but whatever. OpiWrites bans gallery.
That's their most banned map.
It is one of those maps. Not everybody likes it.
Lazybear usually bans ballroom. Is that what they're going to do here?
That is what they do here.
All right.
So this may be a bit of predictable for some. The first pick, an interesting one. Don't see it too often. Doubled pub.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think that's the first time Opie's done that. Wow, this is definitely not something he normally does. This is clearly targeted at Lazybear in particular.
And then we're going to be seeing more Tayen, just in case you
didn't know.
Hey. Good stuff.
Happy. All right, and then the next pick out of Opie is Aquarium.
Hey!
A lot of fun tonight.
It's Occlusion Day.
Yes, Occlusion Day.
Yep. Anyway, and then the final map. No occlusion currently. Modern, or at least very minimal.
You say currently? What do you know, Kletos? Are you working on a build of your own?
No, I could be.
All right. I can't wait to see what you come up with.
That would be the greatest plot twist of all time.
Yep.
I don't have any ideas for Modern yet, but we'll see.
You'll come up with something.
Oh, I sure will. All right. Anyway, let's get into it here. We get some pub. Not a map we see very often. Definitely not doubled very often.
Yeah, very true.
Yes.
Lazybear opening things off on the spy side with no swap and no fingerprint. OpiWrites on the sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Lazybear, didn't you see that first match? You should clearly leave swap on. Come on. Go ahead. I don't remember if it was you and I who were watching Watermeat swap the front statue on pub. That might have been Dowsy. I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure it was Watermeat who swapped the front statue on pub in a competitive game. I mean, like, we decided it was...
We've seen some weird games over the years.
We decided that is literally the single hardest statue to swap of any venue.
Yes.
It was a white, too, by the way.
Fake contact, by the way. In conversation alone with an SDA.
That's not why you normally do that. That's just unfortunate luck, I think.
Yep. A little bit sad.
And Opie seemed to have gone with the assume real strat.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Or the big question is, do you low light for possible fakes or do you highlight for possible readles? The latter is very common on pub, and I think much stronger. Lazybear misses a pad, by the way.
Yeah, had to twitch into the statue, and it was seen. Literally everything that could have gone wrong in that game went wrong for Lazybear. It didn't take much.
I like the 3-second delay of, did I see? Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Just making sure. It's a little unusual to shoot for that, but I guess they're thinking, you know what, maybe I just missed something, so I'm not gonna take a chance having already heard the banana bread.
That is a rough start for Lazybear.
It is, yeah.
Well, now he's on the sniper side. Opie on the spy with no bug and no swap. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
The turning bug off is a little different, but I actually don't mind it. There are more frame opportunities, and if you're up against a really good sniper who's going to catch bug most of the time, bug's actually still a pretty low percentage play on pub.
Yeah, I agree.
I think against an intermediate or beginner sniper, I would leave it on, but against an expert sniper, I would consider leaving it off, yeah.
33% on the first flirt at the bar here.
it's looking like statue highlights coming out of Lazybear.
That's pretty reasonable on this map.
You can make a good argument either way. I tend to like the real BBers highlights myself, but sometimes you got to mix that up, especially if you get a couple early ones, which is the case here.
Innocent drink and an innocent conversation. Another innocent conversation, alone this time.
You can afford to kill a little time on pub. It's not quite high rise. There's not as much time as there is to kill there, but you can still afford to do this a bit, especially when you get that bar flirt early on.
Indeed. There are certainly places we want to be, though, and this is none of them.
This is none of the places we want to be. 0 of them.
Under 2 minutes now. Delegate timer has expired.
And now I'm starting to get a little concerned if we don't get this flirt soon.
Fake contact.
Oh boy, one SDA is, the actual double agent is out. That's a very strange time there. I'd understand if it was SDA. So there are only a couple people who this could have been. Opie's shaking his camera. I don't think this is quite what they planned.
Double agent was in when the action started.
Oh, I see. That's what they're shaking.
Unfortunate.
Yep. Yeah, so only a couple people could have done that one. And I think it's, Twin and Pearls, right?
I think so. Minute and 10 now. Timer is really starting to tick down. %67 on the flirt now. 45 seconds to play. Not a single mission completion yet.
Yeah, one more flirt's going to do it, and the ST's going to leave, but that's okay because you couldn't timer flirt anyway. At this point, you're just hoping for a shot, and it just feels like Lazybear is probably too confident in who could be done.
Double agent arrives at the last moment.
But Pearl's already had that banana bread, so he's not going to shoot. He thought about it, safety came off, indicating a suspect, but if she wasn't done the last time, why would she be done now?
Here's the last flirt coming off. 15 seconds as we step into the statue at the back. I don't see this. I don't see Opie surviving this.
No, it's going to be overtime too.
Yeah, too much overtime. A good 4 seconds worth at least.
He's ready
and
for
that's just a bullet. Nothing to play for there. Lazybear takes the second game to tie things up at 1.
Yeah, pretty straightforward, and it looks like it's going to be bug and swap off in the next one. So same setup.
Same setup indeed. Lazybear on the spy once more. Opie on the sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it. In conversation with the double agent if people decide to get into conversations, but we might not hang around long enough for it. We're a spy. We got places to be.
We got all sorts of things to do. We got double agents to contact and ambassadors to bug. Oh, well, maybe not this game.
No bug, no swap.
Honestly, the only thing about bug is it's not easy to get away with, but the sniper has to watch for it a lot. But if it's not easy to get away with, who would bug? So why should you watch for it as much? And down the rabbit hole you go.
Indeed. Slow start from Lazybear. No progress yet. No bar visits. No flirt attempts. Still just hanging out with the double agent here, waiting for people to start talking to each other and stop being so antisocial.
Yeah, it's a pub for crying out loud. Maybe they just need a few more drinks in them.
Well, Suction Target decides to come have a chat, although she steps in a little bit farther than we would like, so it's only 48% off the green test. Under 2 minutes now.
Banana bread.
Contact comes off. Couple of low lights, but also a low light got bumped back up again.
Yeah, 6 possible people could have a reel.
So with the amount of time he's invested into this, managed to get a pretty good contact out of it. Got a flirt from it as well for 48% and is now ready to pick up another one.
Yeah, but remember, because of that 48, it's going to be a 3 flirt no matter what, and that's really going to change the complexion of this game here. Oh.
99%. It wasn't his fault, so I'm not mad.
You're not mad, you're just disappointed, as parents like to say.
I mean, yes.
Yeah, you're definitely disappointed, though.
Yeah. Minute and 5 left on the clock. We need one more flirt and one more mission. Statues are available. Purloin is available. Fingerprint is not going to happen at this point. It's been too long. Bug is off.
Banana bread.
Fake contact.
Is it going to cover for a bug?
It can't.
Oh, that's right, it's off again. I wonder what that's all about there. Who are we trying to frame? You had 6 people for the reel beforehand. That's significant. And I'm a little surprised we don't have a backup purloin in our pocket either.
Indeed. It's going to be a time ad? No.
Well, you can't fake being purloin 2 now.
There's 15 seconds. What are you doing, Lazybear? Talk to me. What's the plan? I'm confused.
Lazybear has not timed out yet this season. Are they about to?
Green watch check. And we're hanging at 0.
And there's so few people it could be, and OpiWrites is...
Lazybear's just sitting there. Like, yeah, I could have done that. That could have been me. What of it?
Yeah, so what? Go ahead and shoot me. Well, I think they're probably gonna before all's said and done.
I think you're right. Steps in for the next flirt. Oh, no.
I mean, I don't think it was gonna work anyway.
This is sad now. Has to go to the bar to finish up this flirt, and now he's in a queue to get the drink. It's not a very long one, luckily. He's just gonna die. Takes the purloin straight up. Off of a demand, I think.
I think since you were getting that drink, at that point you might as well just asked for your last meal while you're at the bar.
Yeah, that was a demand.
That was a dead man rolling, is what that was.
It really was.
But unfortunately, Opie denies him the chance to get that one last sip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a way to go.
Opie now on the spy side. Lazybear on the sniper. Once again, no bug and no swap. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
That was a very boring 90% of a pub game, and then a kind of thrilling last 10%.
Yeah, this is true. Lazybear spying. Sorry, Lazybear sniping to try to keep things tied up.
Ooh, it's going to be the reject delegate. Lazybear could catch him on that. It's a hard tell when it's noticed. But when it's not, you've got to delegate without having a drink.
Indeed. Could be useful, but you're still seen walking away from the bar, so...
Yeah, it's of marginal use. It really depends on whether or not the sniper's making that distinction at all.
Banana bread.
Fake contact, unfortunately in with an SDA, so he does take a highlight for it anyways. 2 total lowlights at this point. Sends said SDA... No, sorry, sends a gentleman to go grab a guest list for him.
It's not the SDA, it's TAFT. It's the big guy. He's about to take the list.
30% on the flirt. Here comes the take. There it is. Have we seen it?
Yep, low lights, low lights.
Low lights, low lights, low lights.
Ooh, he's not quite sure. He's got it down. Sorry is in the mix here. It looks like Twin as well. So he's actually not sure who did the delegate. He just knows it was someone at bar, and it's down to 4. And that's actually a pretty darn good trade on 3-5. OpiWrites is going to come out ahead on that trade.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's still scary. Safety went off, looked like on Opie for a second there, but it wasn't long enough to really
Yeah,
show much.
It is possible that the people who are not low-lit, it's just playing it totally safe. You could have a top suspect and just say, I'm just going to be careful in case they bug or do something else crazy. So Opie could still be in big trouble here. What Opie really needs to do is remember who is at bar, certainly at least keep Taft in, and force a tougher shot than normal with a banana bread.
Indeed. Minute and 15 to play. 1 flirt and a purloin have been acquired. This is going to be hard.
Yeah, probably, especially if we really are a much bigger suspect than the other two.
Second flirt. White test. There's no way we're pulling this off without hitting a green on the last one.
Yeah, and there's no way we're going to try to get banana bread done without, I think, at least Taft at this point.
Indeed.
Unless you're really desperate at the end of the game, which is where we're headed with 45 seconds left.
That's a cough!
And now we'll never know what would have worked. I think OpiWrites just got tired of waiting there at the end and figured, well, Taft's in with an SDA. That's going to have to do. But the cough makes it a lot easier. Lazybear on the purloin.
Yeah. Seemed like that was the plan. And we are all tied up at 2 going into Tayen.
Ready when you guys are.
In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And this is a more traditional shoji setup. This is challenging for the sniper, to say the least.
All the statues covered as well as the back books. This is basically the ideal setup for the spy.
I think so, if you had to pick. A lot of them are very, very similar. It really is just about avoiding those extremes.
Slow start from Lazybear, but this is one of those maps where you can easily afford to do so.
Interesting choice to go to the front shelf there, the exposed one, really. You're getting a fingerprint. Oh, you're trying to go for a difficult. What I like about this, though, is that this is the shelf where you can lose heat. Because it's the most conspicuous place you can go to.
Early difficult fingerprint attempts are also quite solid, because if you don't hit them, that's fine. You've still got plenty of time to formulate other plans.
Yeah, we're both big fans of the early difficult fingerprint.
But man, we've had a lot of time go by with absolutely no progress. Under 2 minutes to play now.
Well, it looked like Lazybear wanted to go into the juicy conversation, but unfortunately kind of missed the pad, but was able to play it off as the conversation was full.
It's an underrated part. The pads on Tayen, the close circles, it can be very perilous. I've seen even very good spies with generally very good pathing miss them.
Red.
There's the contact coming off, as well as a green test flirt for 36%, and a green purloin. Really laying it on thick right now. Oh, it's going to be an SDA that takes.
That's going to hurt a lot because...
No, actually, he rejected it. Everything's fine.
Okay, that's much better because it's so hard to see the fade reliably here. It's almost like one of those swaps where you're blocked, where you have to just go 50-50. Could be green, could be white. Purloin is often like that on Tan.
Second flirt up to 87%. Toby is still walking around with that list. We can just take it here. We can take a drink safely, and we do exactly that.
I don't know if that's brilliant or dumb. Honestly, I really don't.
There's another reject! We're home free!
Wow. Yeah. Okay, I'll go with brilliant then. Let's go result.
And now the SDA takes. And if Opie is on this, should shoot the twin.
They're thinking about it, but they're no shot yet.
Lazybear got highlit.
Not convinced he's done, and the funny thing is he's right. He might have gotten away with this, but not in a way that's going to win him the game. And you're nowhere near the Amba. The Amba's not exposed, is out front completely.
3 missions done. 5 seconds. Double walking bug. Can he hit it? No. Toby blocks. Has to get it into the conversation. Overtime hits, but so does the bullet. And Lazybear, despite a valiant effort at the end, isn't able to make it happen.
I mentioned they haven't timed out yet, and they weren't going to there either, but oh my goodness, even getting away, even with the Purloin working out so well, normally you'd either have a bug already or you'd have a good bug opportunity. Instead, you had to hope the Amba met you in the middle. They did, by the way. That part actually worked out, and the bug was not super visible, but the timing in the overtime, if it happens 5 seconds earlier, they probably win that game.
The freaking Toby body block, though.
Toby says, I'm going to help you with the Purloin, but I'm going to totally get in your way for the bug.
Yep.
Fair. You can't really complain. 1 out of 2 for Toby.
Oh, man. It was almost enough. But OpiWrites was on top of things and is now underneath things, playing as Smallman. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Immediately gets highlight!
I mean, I don't have a problem with it.
Nor do I. That was a bug attempt that was just never going to happen.
I mean, you're just going to get completely free bugs later in this game if you want.
This is true. It was a weird little attempt there. Innocent bit of book business at the green shelf. No progress to speak of so far, but we've got plenty of time. Flirt at the back for 51%. Not even seen. And there's the bug. Again, he's too small to know he exists. Look how small he is.
Might as well have a shark in front of you. Totally invisible.
Bug is done. 51% on the flirt.
Are you suggesting this map needs a shark?
Banana bread.
Yes.
Maybe the shoji should be shaped like sharks? I'm not really sure.
I did consider replacing the shoji with sharks.
3 sharks.
Contact comes off. So that's 2 missions done, or 2.5 rather, as we're getting ready to pick up this next half, if we can hit a green test. We cannot hit a green test because the selection target leaves. Minute and 40 seconds to play, still plenty of time. We are highlight, but that was just because we're small.
Yeah, and this is kind of what I mentioned earlier. If you're OP, you would really like to avoid going to statues a couple times here, or to center statue. That's just really tough.
Minute and 15.
And that SD going to Windows is bad because you can't possibly hope to chase them in time, and you need to wait to see where they settle next, and that means you can't be planning out that final mission just yet.
We still don't know how many flirts we're going to need at the end, but we might be forced into a green to win position with this last flirt as we step into bookcases here.
Yeah, and you can't look at that. I don't even know if you can literally fit in. Look at how close they are there. There might be room between Twin and Pearls. Is this going to be close enough?
This is close enough, I'm pretty sure.
It's so close.
85% doesn't hit the green test. 30 seconds to play.
Got to dump the book in green. At least they're covered by the shoji out front. Dump the book in green and then come back and flirt, and that's going to be tough to get away with.
Here we go. Here's the book dump. Book has been dumped.
Off screen.
15 seconds.
Lazybear was looking at
getting
Sorry.
ready to go.
This might work. They were looking at Sorry when the book got dumped.
I think this is a win.
There it
There's
is.
no Lazybear not taking a shot. Actually does take a shot, but it's not the correct one. And OpiWrites manages to find himself a lead.
I think idling out front that long lost them a little bit of heat, and Sorry obliged by going to statues late. That is huge. By the way, she went to center statues, I think with, what was it, about 35 seconds left. That is massive. she was a low light, but she doesn't look like a low light behind the shoji is the thing, and she got bumped back up to a highlight there. So once again, potentially soft low lights means that you can't discount a late center statue visitor, which means you have to stare at them, which means you miss the book dump, which means you lose the game. The way that choice rippled throughout that game.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
And so on, and Opie manages to break serve. I guess you'd say the first kind of real lead, you could say here.
Yep, 4-2.
Lazybear on the spy side looking to strike back now. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And it's all statues covered.
Lazybear hanging out front to open the game. Innocent watch check. Now hanging out in the back.
Time ads are actually pretty hard to get away with on Taeyeon, so I think a normal watch check is probably the way to go. You don't normally need the time anyway.
This is not the position you want to be in this car. It doesn't matter anymore, she left.
You get a few of those in each Taeyeon game before it really burns you too bad. It's not like balcony or even like ballroom, but you get a few more and suddenly you're in trouble.
Two minutes and 20 on the clock. No progress yet. Stepping all the way to the back. This might be a time ad. It is indeed, and a green one at that.
Opie is zoomed in, and it is covered there. The question is, if they notice it a few seconds later, remember who walked back in, that's when they get you. But you're covered by the building there a little.
Seduction target bails on us again, but we're able to get the bug out of it. So that's one mission completion. 2 minutes and 20 to play. Oh, the path! That hurt me a little bit. We did get a highlight too, and she leaves again? Are you kidding me?
Oh boy. And
What's
now,
wrong with this lady?
even with the time ad, she's not having any of it. She's just not interested. 2 minutes on the clock, even with that time ad, and there's still no flirt done.
Not for lack of trying.
No, not for lack of trying at all.
That's not a pad.
Yeah, and there was clearly room in that conversation, so it's not even going to be able to be sold as a full conversation stop, I don't think.
You can't tell on Taeyeon, come on.
Sometimes you can't, but there was more space than usual right there. I think that's the thing. Normally, it's impossible to tell, but the gap just looks bigger between Rocker and Salmon there. And as evidenced by the fact that they went to the same spot anyway afterwards.
Yep. Blowing your own cell there.
Oh,
We did get a flirt this time. We're at 34%, a minute and 15 to play. Everything's falling apart, warning track.
Yeah, they got the one in, but I don't think that's going to work, especially because it isn't a green. But the good news is it's Taeyeon. I don't know if you have to complete missions.
OpiWrites just shoots Smallman.
I mean, shoot somebody.
Center statues. Oh! Speaking of OpiWrites just shoot somebody.
Was that fake green? Effectively? Or might have been, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. With the swap, yeah.
Okay, Alice was at that statue.
I mean, at that point, I think
green.
it was the highest percentage play from Lazybear. It's wait for someone to go that I can frame. They went to center statues with about a minute left on Taeyeon. I'm not going to finish because of that seduction target, even with the time ad. So here's my best chance, and that's just smart.
That is such an impressive little move. When you know how everything has been going for you this game. Things have been falling apart left, right, and center. To make a decision like that, hats off.
Yeah, yeah, it works.
Yeah, and the fade. I haven't seen much tan, but it looks like the white fade is quite a bit different through the Shoji screen. It's not like
Yeah.
it's not a smooth transition. It's sort of a
No,
little
it's a little borked, so it actually really helps those
yeah
50-50 plays.
yeah
So that was
yeah.
definitely the way to go.
Sort of briefly, they're like both statues are
Yep.
in existence. You know,
Schrodinger statue.
Yep.
And now, Lazybear is back within striking distance, but has to do it from the sniper side. Has to do it from the sniper side of Tayen in 3, 2, 1, playing it. OpiWrites making absolutely certain he gets this early flirt for 51%.
Yeah. We're not going to have that again.
Snips away. Oh, this is the dreaded Soji setup as well. Both statues covered as well as the back books. Does get highlight for the book take for some reason.
Very interesting.
Flirt cooldown expired. There's the second flirt, this time a white test up to 85%, and a green purloin and runs.
Wow. As near as I can tell, that highlight might have just been for the really short path to bookshelves. Just a little sus, but hard to say.
There's the take on the purloin. Hasn't been able to see it yet. Now he gets a look. Sees it gone. Low lights, low lights, low lights.
Yeah,
Down to
pretty
4.
Good. Yeah, narrowing that down's not bad. That's not too bad. Sometimes you can just miss it completely.
Yeah, very easy to on a map like this. Hello, Ambassador! Thank you for coming to say hi.
If this were Courtyard or Ballroom and it were only narrowed down to 4, I'd say you're not in very good shape. But on Tayen, that's not too bad, actually.
Oh, the timing of that bug was almost beautiful. Waited until he had cover walking in, but the Ambassador stepped out just a moment too soon. That's fine. Still got time.
We're fine. We're fine.
Innocent drink take. Minute and 20 to play. Two missions still needed to get. We have the flirt done, we have the purloin done.
Now you can still get away with bug, but it's a lot harder when you're one of just 4 on Tayen.
This is true. Ambassador doesn't take a friendly path, so looks like we're gonna go try to pick up a contact. Good time for it. There it goes. The shot comes off, and Lazybear is right back in business.
Only one of the other highlights was in conversation with them, and usually when you've got it narrowed down, you at least have some you're tending towards a little bit more than the others, so you know who you want to take that shot on. And in this case, that's enough to make the difference. Lazybear stays in it.
Lazybear stays in it, has things tied at 4, and is on the spy side of Aquarium now. Any 4 of 8. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And sometimes you want a swingy map late in these matches. Sometimes you're going to go into it a lead and you don't want it. In this case, they're tied, so who's the advantage going to go to? I have no idea.
Top right shark to open the game. Highlights for bar visitors.
That's the big choice. That's the first thing I want to see from the sniper. What are they doing? And in this case, there's a lot of bar visitors, so that might actually work out.
Maybe felt like he had to.
Yeah, even if that's not the plan and you see that rush, you might have to rethink it.
Lazybear. Unfortunately, basically at the end of the queue. Actually, literally at the end of the queue.
Yeah, it can. You can wait quite a while. Look at this. There's 3 minutes left.
Banana bread.
Early contact.
Pretty good. Only a couple,
Yeah.
maybe 3 lowlights available at all there. And you're looking at maybe 6 or 7 real. The problem is one of the fullest conversations, though, doesn't have an SDA, including 2 highlights already in it. So even though there's a lot of people in conversation, not a huge number of possible real deals.
78% now on the green on the second flirt. Under 2.5 minutes to play.
Lazybear just calming, playing the way Lazybear likes to play sometimes.
Down to 2 minutes now. Delegate cooldown is expired as we go to see if we can pick up this next flirt. But look at the distance.
And some of those highlights now are decaying as the purloin does not go on.
Oh, no track.
Well, this won't be too hard to finish necessarily now, especially with the queen leaving. The real concern is you spent all that time with that drink in that bar and nothing else happened. And now you've got 90 seconds left. Still got plenty of choices here, but the Amba is not particularly vulnerable to being bugged right now.
And we have to take another moment out of our day to finish up this flirt. That's 2 mission completions now. Minute and 15 on the clock.
Yeah, all these little things are starting to add up.
Oh! Oh! The bug behind the shark is suspicious to be sure.
There was a lean visible, for sure, and OpiWrites highlighted him right afterwards. I'm a little surprised they haven't shot given how little time is left on the clock. I guess they're thinking with nothing else there, they haven't been to statues, there's no purloin gone. I'm going to wait for them to do at least one more thing. I don't see how Lazybear can survive this. It really feels like they must be suspicious of that bug.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how this happens now.
You have to hope that another highlight goes to a suspicious spot like statues at Top Shark to force their hand late in the game to shoot before they see anything.
You don't have a fingerprint. Purloin is
Oh,
too
wait, is
easy
Top
to
Shark
track.
about to cover Walt and Lazybear? They're both going to be
Here
at bar
comes
here.
Top Shark!
It's going to be a delegate. And I think they would have been tempted to shoot
too
Walt there
late.
too if it happened earlier.
Yeah, I think you're right. That was a weird little move. Here we go, sending Wheels to the bar at the last second. Walt is free of suspicion, though, because he didn't get to conversation in time to send anybody. There's the take, there's the overtime. Who do we shoot, Opie? It's the right choice. 5-4 in Opie's favor.
There was enough of a hesitation to indicate that OpiWrites was not just sitting on that exactly. They shot
Yeah.
with about 5 or 6 seconds left. That makes me think that if they delegated to someone else, to one of those other suspects, it might have actually worked, or at least forced a more difficult shot. The fact that they took a few seconds means they were not just waiting until to do that exactly.
And also that the bug was just a behind the shark suspicion rather than I think I saw a lean suspicion.
Well, from my end, it looked like they could see a bit of a lean. I think they didn't time it quite right, but I'm not sure. Either way, OpiWrites highlighted them right afterwards, and was definitely on it.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I'm sure the lean was visible.
Yeah, you can for sure.
I'm just
see
not
it.
sure if Opie noticed it.
I feel like a walking bug following the shark would have been better there.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, you can take the bugs that could have been free, and in some ways that's more suspicious, but ultimately you'll take that over the actual lean. So I think mostly I'm going to put that down to the bug there, and then just a relative non-suspect taking the list.
Indeed. And now, Opie with a lead is stepping into the spy side of Aquarium. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
This could be really big again. These two are fighting for second place in gold. They played some very close matches historically. Very evenly matched by most people's standards, I would say. And if Opie can come away with a win here, even a tie would be pretty helpful. but a win here in particular would put them in command of their own destiny going into the end of the season.
Bottom Shark is where we start, and I believe also where we end this map, assuming it goes all the way. %51% on the first flirt as well. Ooh, seduction target decides to be friendly and leave and come back. That gives us another free flirt opportunity, nice and quick, brings it up to 80%. Seduction target leaves again.
You don't usually need this kind of help, but you'll take it when it comes.
Indeed. Lots of lights going on already.
These are pretty chill aquarium games.
Yeah,
compared to most of the ones we've seen.
That's one mission done. Flirt out of the way early. In conversation with the double agent as well. It's a great time for it. There's the contact. I think that was everybody but two.
Yeah, Taft and, let's see, was it Hare, maybe?
Seek.
Taft and Red Dress? Oh, Seek. Yeah, Taft for sure, but that's about it. That's pretty good.
Oh,
And now,
wow, look at that. Assuming real.
there's the big risky
Big
choice.
low lights all of a sudden.
And that one choice, it's risky, but it's also rewarding, and in this case, it's right, and it possibly swings the balance of this game.
Yeah, that is huge. Could easily be what Lazybear needs to come back into this one. Opie steps in the blue book to pick up a fingerprint, puts it away innocently enough, under 2 minutes. Safety went off for a moment there. Oh, that wasn't a pad.
Once
And
again,
the shot comes off.
Earlier on Pub, OpiWrites saw Queen miss a pad and shot a few seconds later. Now the roles are reversed. Lazybear returns the favor, and this match isn't over yet.
No, this match is far from over indeed. Actually, no. It's not. It's pretty close to over because we've got 2 games left to play. And they're going to be played on Modern, starting things out with Lazybear on the Spy, playing from a tied position in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
This being the original Modern before Kletos' Shark version, which I understand is upcoming now.
I didn't say it would be a shark.
Okay, well something then, right? Something.
I don't know yet.
There's a pool right there, so I figure it has to be something aquatic.
There's no water in the pool.
Isn't there? That kind of looks like water to me. I guess we're just supposed to imagine it's there, right? Land shark, that's what we're going for.
Just sort of flopping around outside.
Yeah.
That works. 23% off the first flirt, which is not amazing, but it's not bad. Zipping around to red bookcase now. Picks up a fingerprint. And the ambassador comes to join him as well. Apparently he liked whatever that book was.
Yeah, he's like, let me take another read of that, I guess.
Lazybear decides not to do anything sneaky with the book beyond grabbing the fingerprint off of it.
We're going to go all the way out front here.
Well, we've got 1 flirt, we've got a fingerprint, we've got 3 minutes to play. Dipping into statues now.
And by going to this statue, if it's not a fingerprintable statue, it means that you're very, very likely to try to complete inspects at some point. There's almost no reason not to otherwise. Unless something really falls into your lap, maybe an easy bug or something like that.
I mean, if a fingerprint shows up on a statue that's not one of those two, we're in the money.
Yep.
Pretty good bounce off the ambassador there. That's not... well, briefcase, never mind. So, we're not waiting for him to possibly go to a statue, we're just picking up the rest of the fingerprint there and then. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Actually, we're finishing the fingerprint, which is the briefcase return, which is not something spies usually do.
No, it's not usually, because usually you can put it away. But that means there's another print on another book.
Well, we've already got our prints. We don't need more.
Oh, yeah. My mistake.
74%.
You do want more prints out there, though. You want as many people as possible. You want someone else to go to that blue bookshelf, and then the ambassador to go to the next one, and all that over and over again. They are moving around a lot.
Nice little bug on the way into conversation, but it was seen.
Not that
OpiWrites
nice.
is on top of things and finds himself match point.
That's a really, really good shot, and clearly they're able to catch that. It's a good bug.
Yeah, it is.
You only
overall.
you catch it if you're looking for it. So why are you looking for it on Modern? You're looking for it because you're already tracking those prints, I think is what's going on.
Yeah, I think so.
That's huge for Opie. Guaranteed at least a point here. Only a loss would have put them in a really, really dangerous position heading into the end of the season at Gold. So at the very least, they're going to come away with a tie now. And if they can win this last game, it's as Spy on Modern against a good sniper, which is never easy. But if they can do that, again, will put themselves in position to take second place in Gold late in the season. Or at
Looks
least
like
it'll
it
be
looks a bit like it was partly the ambassador's fault for that bug being so visible. If the ambassador hadn't left, then you wouldn't have seen the arm come back like that. But but that's ambassador.
And now it comes down to this. One more game. Lazybear, if he wins this, he gets a point. If he does not, OpiWrites does. Wodar really needs Lazybear to win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Wodar wants that pile up. He doesn't want either of these two to pull away from the other, so whichever is trailing at a given moment, that's the one he's rooting for.
Let's see if Lazybear can make it happen. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
We are a fast character on a large venue.
Opening things off at the blue bookcase. Takes a sip to cover the flirt for 51%. And picks up that book nice and clean. Oh! Just goes straight in for the green transfer. Lazybear was busy doing early game bookkeeping.
You can get away with that sometimes in the hubbub, yeah, especially when there's a lot of bar visitors like that. Some people say when there's a lot of bar visitors, go to bar. Other people say do anything but.
OpiWrites gets a fingerprint off the briefcase as well. Lots of early progress here for Opie. Microfilm in pocket, 51% on the flirt. We have a fingerprint as well. Still 3.5 minutes to play.
Yeah, and here's something else too. That microfilm, that half microfilm is from blue. Green,
Yeah.
You're going to have so many points in this game where green is occluded by that conversation.
Like now.
Like right now.
OpiWrites with his head on a swivel, deciding where to go next. Looks like it was going to be the double agent, but the double agent steps away. So now we're in a conversation we don't want to be in.
And even with a fast character, even with this early progress, you don't want to waste too much time.
You never want to waste too much time on a map like this. Heading to red bookcase, it looks like. That's an unusual decision.
It is rare to see a microfilm done on Modern that doesn't involve green in any other way. Anyway, it's going to be a fingerprint instead, though. That's the idea. But now you're going to be at all 3 bookshelves potentially, unless you're going to do this here.
Or pull the book away, transfer it somewhere else, but no, he just puts it back where he found it. 2 minutes and 10 to play. That microfilm, sorry, that fingerprint was the first mission completion. There's a bug coming on the way through into the statues here. I don't think that was seen.
I don't think so either, but you have to get so much done on Modern. There's still 2 minutes left. The progress itself is good, but there's probably going to be another second statue visit, and that's going to be tough to get away with. But look at this. No extra mission progress yet. We've got 2 done and 3 partials. So many ways to finish this game. Opie is so close to this win.
Here's the second flirt. It's a white test, brings us up to 85%. He one cycled to the statue, by the way. Only picked up a single inspect from him, but was trying to be as inconspicuous as possible there. Under 1:30 now. Stepping in to the double agent. Hasn't been able to get this off yet, but now is the time.
This is a really good banana bread in a game where I don't even know if you needed one given all the other progress.
There was one highlight who could have been dropped, and I think that's it. There's the last flirt coming off. 1 minute to play. We can either finish the transfer or we can just take a bullet as Lazybear ties things up at 6 to end the match.
Was it the double talk, do you think?
I don't know, but look at the timing on this. It obviously wasn't the banana bread that did it because they shot 20 seconds later. They shot, if you look at the timeline, exactly 10 seconds after that seduction. To the point. 101.8, 51.8.
Wow.
That is cutting it a little close. Now, they weren't done. It didn't matter. But if they'd actually been finished, that could have been a shot too late for sync.
Yeah, looks like. I mean, I'm not sure that the timing on the highlight was after the book. I don't know if they suspected finishing microfilm there, or it was just for the fingerprint. But
yeah, I don't know. But either way, Lazybear keeps themselves in it, to say the least, certainly, by forcing a tie there at the end. And now OpiWrites is still in a pretty good position here, but they just can't afford to lose anything else. I think they both players get to play Royal Flush, who's struggled certainly a little bit this season. So, you can't count anyone out, but if you mark them down just on paper for wins there, then that means it's going to come down to Lazybear versus Yeesh and OpiWrites versus Wodar at the end of the year. So this one is still up for grabs, but OpiWrites, playing Yeesh is one of the toughest players in the game. So that's going to be a tough road for Lazybear.
Absolutely.